Alright guys, so we are going to do a solving unit again. This time on our solving unit we're going to have some problems that are a little bit more difficult. So today we're going to start with area and perimeter problems. So just a review from 2 units ago. Remember area of a rectangle, that's where I take base times height. So my base is 3x plus 5, and I'm going to multiply the height to that. So we've seen this before. I multiply this, it turns into a distribution problem. So this gives me 6x plus 5 units squared. If I wanted to find the perimeter, again, it's just going to be an expression for an answer. We talked about earlier that perimeter is adding up all 4 sides. So I do 2 plus 2 for the 2 widths, and 3x plus 5 and 3x plus 5 for both of the lengths. So from here we're going to combine like terms. So I have a positive 3x and positive 3x. And there's also a 2, 2, 5, 5. So 3x plus 3x is 6x. 2 plus 2 plus 5 plus 5 is 14. So when we multiply to get our area, it's units squared. When I just find the perimeter, it's just units. So what we're going to do different this unit is we're actually going to solve. So this time they say, okay, here's your rectangle. If the perimeter is 110 inches, well, what is x? So I'm going to do the same thing. It's asking me for perimeter, so I'm going to add all sides. So I'm going to do 2 plus 2 plus 3x plus 5 plus 3x plus 5. But I know that the perimeter is equal to 110 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to simplify down one side for the expression. So I have my x's are like terms, and the 2's and the 5's, all your constants are like terms. So that gave me 6x plus 14 equals 110. And then this is your normal 2-step problem. I need to get x by itself. So subtract 14 from either side to get 6x equals 96. When you divide both sides by 6, you're left with x equals 16. So I know this just says what is x, but I'm going to have you take this one step further. So I want you to also say, we know that the width, the shorter length is 2. So what's the length? Well, if the length was originally 3x plus 5, we know that x is 16. So we're going to do 3, but in place of the x, I have 16. So if you plug that in your calculator, 3 times 16 plus 5, I have that the length is 53 inches. So in these problems, I want you to solve for your variable of what we don't know, but then also figure out what the width and the length of your problems are. So this next one, it's the exact same rectangle, but this time it tells us the area is 76 feet squared. So I'm going to help you set this problem up, and then I want you guys to solve it. So again, area is the base times the height. So I have 2 times 3x plus 5. And this equals 76 feet squared. So you need to distribute, then do the 2-step problem of getting x by itself. And then once you have what x equals, I want you to tell me, well, what is the length in this problem? All right, going back to triangles. So here's a triangle. For here, your base is 9. And your height is this straight edge here, 2x minus 6. So to find the area, we'll take base times height. and we take half of it. So divide it by 2. So when I go to simplify this expression, I distribute on the top first to get 18x minus 54 all over 2. And then you can actually divide that out. 18x divided by 2 is 9x. And 54 divided by 2 is 27. And then again, that's going to be units squared. For a perimeter, again, this is adding all 3 sides. So I'm going to start with the base of 9, add it to my height of 2x minus 6. And since this is a right triangle, I know that that diagonal is my hypotenuse. So add up all 3 sides together. So I'm going to combine like terms. So I have 2x and 3x. And I also have 9, negative 6, and positive 5. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. And then 9 minus 6 is 3, plus 5 is 8. So the perimeter is 5x plus 8 units. Alright, so I went a little out of order. I want you to skip down to where it says the area. So notice here it says the area is 108 yards squared. So remember, area is 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to say that 9 times 2x minus 6, all divided by 2, is equal to 108 yards squared. So just like we did on the beginning, we are going to distribute this. And I'm going to keep simplifying the left side until I can't anymore. So I can do 18x divided by 2 to get 9x, 54 divided by 2 to get 27. So now I have a 2-step problem set equal to 108. There are a couple different ways. You can do those steps a little out of order if you prefer, but I just kept it that way to keep it normal to what we did on the first slide. Okay, so we're going to add 27 to both sides. And that's going to leave us with 9x equals 135. My last step is to divide both sides by 9. And so you're left with x equals 15. So I know if x is 15, then I want to figure out what my different side lengths are. So I know that my base is 9 yards. The height, well, I'm going to take 2, multiply it by the 15. And so if you plug that into the calculator, 2 times 15 minus 6, that is going to be 24 yards. And then, again, that diagonal is our hypotenuse. Or you can just say the third side. Well, that's going to be 3 parentheses 15 plus 5. So that is 50 yards. So that is the length of the 3 sides of this triangle. So I want you guys to go back and try the same thing with perimeter. So remember, for perimeter, add up all 3 sides, and that should be equal to 43 centimeters.